Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those reality shows that we're going to be doing is, drumroll please, The Real Housewives of New York City. Okay, I'm actually very excited that I get to do this because I mentioned this a long time ago, back when we first found out the cast, but I have to say, on the record, I love Tinsley Mortimer. I have loved Tinsley Mortimer for like 10 years, back when she was a socialite. Like, I followed her, I hung on every single word that she said. And when she kind of started, she was sort of making her way into hosting before she got into that dreadful Palm Beach relationship. And I said to Michael Musto, I was like, yes, Michael Musto, the guy that writes the Village Voice column. I was like, I hear she's kind of getting into hosting and she might be on television soon. And he was very incredulous. He was like, oh, really? And sure enough, it took a while, but she's on TV every single week. And I'm so grateful. I love her. 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 Can I say that again? I love her, but not in a sexual way, because I'm okay. Anyways, but I think she's fabulous. I honestly, I think that the Real Housewives of New York City, when they first came on 10 years ago or whatever, it would have been a lot more interesting and compelling if they had done the It Girls of New York City instead. They just couldn't call them all housewives because most of them weren't married, but some of them were. But yeah, but I mean, she is what that show is about. So I'm very excited. I love it. I'm not super excited about Sonia because Sonia seems to be coming after my girl Tinsley, and I love me some Sonia. She is like here's the difference between Sonia and Ramona. I mean, sorry, Ramona. Ramona is when they're together. Sonia and Ramona. Sonia really doesn't have a vicious bone in her body. Like, she really doesn't. Like, she might do a lot of stuff that pisses people off, but it's never intentional. Like, she's just kind of, I don't want to say ditzy, but not very self-aware of things like that. And so, someone just totally slammed their door. I'm wondering if there's a fight, domestic issues in my apartment complex. Would that be the first time? No, one time we had that lived across the way. We've had so many neighbors that have lived across the hall from us. It's crazy. And you would think that we've been here for at least 12 years. So, yeah, there was this one, they were lesbians, I think, or one of them was a lesbian. There were two sisters and a mother, and the one that wasn't a lesbian was dating a cop, and they ended up getting busted for meth or something, and they all had to move out or whatever. I can't keep people straight because it's very difficult that we've outlasted all the neighbors basically. I'm wondering if we've outlasted everyone in this apartment complex, because I would not be surprised. But our rent is really good. It's really nice and cheap. So, plus the location is great. I'm within walking distance of 4 different casinos. So if I ever want to go out, I totally can do that. As I walked home from the Rio that night that I had that witch doctor, and then came home and left a crying Sudsy recap because I was apparently a drunken mess, but whatever. Okay, so back to the Real Housewives of New York City. Okay, so much has gone on this season already, because I have to catch up. This is my first one for the whole season. I'm kind of getting halfway in there. But the main gist is, for the whole season, is that, Luann, who everyone has had issues with at some point or another, whether it's Sonia, or whether it's Ramona, or whether it's Carol, or Bethany, except Dorinda. I love me some Dorinda too, but I'll get into Dorinda in a second. Luann is getting married to Tom. She's decided, I'm getting married. This is it. And the girls keep hearing all these crazy things from Luann's so-called best friends, and it just makes them sad, because out of all of them, Tinsley's been through a divorce. Bethany's going through a divorce, a shitty divorce. Ramona has a divorce as well. That's also shitty. And Sonia's been divorced also. So, you know, actually, and I think Dorinda was divorced too from her first husband, I think. So everyone has been there at some point, and they're just trying to stop her from making a mistake. But as one of Luann's friends said, and she said it on mic, now she wasn't on camera, but we know who she was because we saw her first name. She was saying that, Luann would rather go through with it and then figure it out afterwards than have to go through the embarrassment of calling off the wedding. Okay, so let's open this up for debate because I have a question. If you, what would be more embarrassing? I personally would be more mortified if I married someone that was cheating on me than being mortified at calling off a wedding. These things happen, right? And all that other stuff that they have to put up with, like, let's say you bought a gift or your plane tickets or rented a room or, whatever. If you spend not any money, you can pay those people back. Like, that's all financial, monetary bullshit. So, you can pay all of those people back for all the stuff that you got from them, or if anything, or if they've shelled out any cash. I mean, and maybe it might take a while. Maybe you might have to do payment plans, whatever. But the reality is that is all financial bullshit. None of that. But to know that you married someone who was cheating on you and you were warned ahead of time, that to me is a little bit more embarrassing. I'm sorry. I think that's way more embarrassing than having to call off a wedding. Right? That's just me. So let me know if you think you'd be more embarrassed the other way. I'm totally open to hear what everyone's opinions are. It is what it is. Okay, so Dorinda. Okay, let me tell you something. People might make fun of her, but I fucking love Dorinda Medley. I do. Before Tinsley came on, she was my favorite. She is so gangster. Okay, so now the scene where Dorinda goes up to Candace Bushnell, who wrote Sex and the City, the book, right? And she's like, or was it a book? Or did she write the actual screenplay of the actual, I don't know, whatever. She's involved with Sex and the City somehow, I don't care. But I never watched that show. I know I'm a bad gay. I never watched that show. But I am an OG gay in the respect that I have watched every episode of Facts of Life, Golden Girls, and Designing Women. Thank you very much. So I've seen every other phase of their life except for the 20s. So sorry, Sex and the City. Okay, anyways. All right. So, can you hear that? It's these people upstairs. They act like they live on the bottom floor because they run around constantly and we have to hear it every night, every day. It's annoying. It's annoying as hell. I'm over it. I'm way the fuck over it. Can you hear it? I mean, like, and they've got dogs. It's annoying. Okay. This turned into a real bitch session about my neighbors, and it's crazy. Okay, so anyways, I love Dorinda. Dorinda is the best, and I love, and yeah, so she has a couple extra martinis every now and then and starts to slur her words. Who doesn't in this group, right? I mean, some people, Sonia, Ramona, are sloshed on a regular basis, right? So I'm willing to definitely look past that because she doesn't get drunk nowhere near as often as those other two girls. So, I think she's great. And I love... Oh, so she goes up to Candace Bushnell, who had something to do with Sex and the City. And she's like, how am I doing? I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch. Now, granted, she was talking about how she was talking to Ramona. But so she wasn't really accosting Candace Bushnell. But, so that's why Candace was like, okay, yeah, great, whatever. It was great, though. Or maybe she was talking about Bethany. I don't think so. I don't think Bethany and Dorinda had any issues, or at least not yet. But Dorinda is gangster as hell, and I fucking love her, and I'm down with her big time. So, anyways. Oh my God, wait, and I've also got to talk about this last week. Jill Zarin. I love Jill Zarin. Let me tell you a quick little story about Jill Zarin. Jill Zarin was the very first celebrity, or Bravo celebrity, to follow me back on Twitter. So, this was like in 2008 or whenever their show first came out. And I was so excited. Like, I jumped through the moon. It was great. It was so fantastic. But, okay, anyways, I just thought I would share that. I love Jill Zarin, so it was nice to see her. And she kind of actually stood up for Bethany a little bit, which was unexpected. And she attacked Ramona, which, listen, Ramona's attacked Jill numerous times. And the scene where Ramona was telling off Bethany was the best because she started bringing up all this shit about no, actually, Bethany's the one who brought up all this shit about Ramona's past and how she has been the shittiest friend to her. And and here's how you can tell that the apology wasn't genuine. Because as opposed to saying, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, and then leaving, she's like, well, I'm going to hurt her more than she's hurt me. So then she went off on this rampage. So that is... Now, maybe that was drunkenness, but I still don't think that's an excuse. But that is definitely not a good friend to hear your criticism and say, instead of saying, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. We don't have to be friends, you know. Instead, she's saying, well, you did this and you did this and you did this. That is someone who does not care about your friendship and who wants to just burn that bridge. So... give her a match and let her go. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton and Instagram, same, at Angel Benton. You can also hashtag RHONY or Real Housewife Shit, and then I'll know you're talking about me. Or you can hashtag Below Deck Med, because that's coming up next. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.